everybody. I know y'all want to dance.
Hello.
Hi, and welcome to Just Bee Stitching with Connie and Pam. I'm Connie.
I'm
This
Pam.
is Pam.
Hello.
And I want to welcome everybody. Welcome to those that we will be watching the replay. Welcome to those currently here live with us right now. Those that are watching the replay, please leave a comment. Let us know you watched.
When you shop your brand, you can count on.
I'm going to share us out. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Sharing.
Also, those that watch the replay, feel free to answer any questions we ask on today's live. Those live with us, y'all can answer the questions in the chat. So, how is everybody doing today? How are you doing, Pam?
I am good. I'm good. How about you?
It's just been one of those days. I'm sleep deprived.
That's okay.
My brain is not functioning, so please bear with me. I didn't want to cancel a live. I'm trying to do better about not canceling my lives this year.
And that, y'all, is goal number 1.
Yes. And see, you can tell I'm struggling with my train of thought. Okay,
that is okay. Mishi said she is good and doesn't want to go back to work tomorrow. Me either, girl. Me either. I've enjoyed being off.
But like between the fireworks keeping me up and like my brain doesn't want to shut off. It's good in some aspects because that's usually when I'm plotting channel things, getting ideas, inspiration, ideas for pattern designs. But when I go to lay down at night, my mind's just like
same. And I need to start taking like a notebook or grab my phone and write it down, something, because when I wake up, all those brilliant memories or thoughts of ideas are lost. They're gone. It's like, what was that? It's like I knew I said I would remember, and then I don't. So I've got to write it down. So we've got Mishi and Demetria, right? The naked snail.
Yeah, Demetria.
And Nancy and Lisa and Zach and Mishi, and I think that's everybody. Oh, where'd my mouse go? There it is. Nope, Sanja.
Yes.
And
Diamond Ring Girl is Joan.
And Joan is lurking. All right. I think we've got everybody. If we missed you, please give us another shouty howdy do.
Yeah. It's welcome. We love y'all all.
Yes. And Zach goes back to work on Wednesday.
Ooh.
We go back to model.
And if you're not familiar with Pam, please go check out her amazing channel. When you visit Pam's channel, it's kind of like a touch of Southern hospitality.
Aw, thanks, Connie.
You're welcome. It has that welcoming feeling, positive, and that's one thing I love about Pam's channel. Basically, me and Pam, I don't remember exactly how everything took place. I think either I must have shouted you out.
Yeah, I think you commented on one of my videos, and I want to say you shouted me out, and Jane shouted me out, and I don't know which one of you shouted me out first or how you even found me. And then Sappho commented on one of my videos and said she had heard about me because one of you two shouted me out. And then when I went to your channel to thank you for the shout out, whichever one of you was said, oh, well, I heard about you from this channel. So
Yeah, because I figured it was either that or you somehow stumbled across my life.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Pam just clicked and developed a friendship. We talk almost every day.
Mm-hmm. We do. And I've said this on my channel and on my lives. When I started my YouTube channel, I never imagined that I would make like legit friendships through YouTube. Like that wasn't even on my radar. I didn't even consider that as a possibility.
Hmm. But, you know, highly encourage to check Pam's channel out. And her link is in the description of the live.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Sonia, thank you. She said it's a warm hug and a warm drink. Oh,
Exactly.
thanks, y'all.
And I don't know about y'all, but I love that feeling, that, positivity, upbeat. And we're going to kind of talk about that later on with goals in the live.
Hey, Mara. Hey, Bonnie.
Yes. How do you do, everybody?
Let me scroll back up just a smidge. Everybody is welcoming each other in. Nancy said she is making shorts, adding blog posts to her website, etc. And Mara is going to be driving home and listening.
Awesome. And I hope everybody had an amazing Happy New Year's.
Yes.
But for me, the fireworks kept me up last night. But I did see some glimpse, like I could see through the window. It was like a direct view, and
Oh, well, that's good.
there was some large and beautiful fireworks. And I was like, "Ooh, sweet." Now, poor Buddy.
Oh.
Overall, he seemed to be fine with the fireworks until right at about midnight.
And then he's like, I'm done.
He got scared, poor baby.
Well, I spent my New Year's Eve working on videos and editing, and I was watching other lives, and then my neighbor set off some fireworks. I didn't even open the door. So that was about it. Nice and quiet New Year's Eve at home. And then today, I went to my parents' house and we played games and with all the kids. We played games and ate ate our traditional New Year's meal, and that's it. That's what I did today.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of filming videos, editing, plotting for my channel, trying to get things caught up. Oh, we have a Kimmy raid.
Awesome. Hello, Joanna. Welcome in. Oh, hey, Steve.
Yeah, Jenny.
And Gloria.
Danny Joe joined us. How do you say it? Hornell Media?
Arnell Media. That's Steve.
Hornell. Okay.
And Lisa's doing a lot of knitting. She did a lot of knitting on New Year's Day.
And Gloria.
Hey, Glo.
And Dawn's here. And Beach Girl.
Awesome. Yay for the Kimmy raid.
Yeah, and I'm kind of letting Pam take over, the chat today because my focus is not here tonight.
That's okay. That's what we're here for.
But
here to help.
But I'm trying, my best tonight. But I
understand when you're sleepy, it's hard. It's like when you're sleepy, it's like you're I won't say drunk, but you're just you just can't think straight. So it's fine. It's fine. We're good. All good.
You feel like a walking zombie.
Hey, Samantha.
Howdy do. Now one thing I do want everybody to take a moment and remember those yarny friends that we lost in like the last year or two. And I don't know, that's one thing that I always feel is a tough thing in the yarny community when we lose a friend. Just keep all of those that we have lost, in your thoughts. Also, some of y'all are yarny friends. Some of y'all have had some big obstacles, cancer, some major illness that can be life threatening. So please always keep those people in your prayers.
Exactly.
Along with, now, some people just have some medical, conditions. Maybe it's arthritis or, um, it could be like high blood pressure. Help me out here.
Just anything. Just keep anybody that you know of in the yarning community or just on the YouTube streets in general. Just, keep them in your, if you know that they've got something going on. A lot of them have told you things in private and they don't want it out there. So we don't want to share too much. But just keep everybody that you know of, and just pray for well health for all of our YouTube community.
And sometimes it's just people, they may be sick with a icky bug,
Exactly.
And also too, some of our Yorny friends lost spouses.
Yes, they did. I know of a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And there are probably others that are out there that have not shared with us that their loss or their medical or anything like that. So just know if you're one of those that hasn't shared, for me, I'm praying for you too. Even though I don't know who you are specifically, he knows, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. And send those positive vibes, healing vibes their way,
Yes.
And maybe, if it's somebody that you email or something, or talk to on Facebook outside of YouTube, and maybe drop them a line and just check in on them.
Even just saying, hey, how are you doing today? Or was thinking about you, wanted to say hi. Those little things that you can do can make a person smile. And I'm going to stop Connie real quick because we got a bunch of comments coming in. So I need to welcome in Miss Sandy Lulu and Nana Michelle. We got another Kimmy Poo raid. She was in the ads at that time. I am sure she is out by now. And some of the people in the chat are mentioning specific YouTubers. Samantha says Amy Long to Crochet.
Yeah.
Lulu Cindy is saying yes, remember Precious Keith and David. And she's sure there are plenty, or there are others. And and not just other content creators, but supporters like Miss Sylvia. So just everybody keep their families, because I know that this time of year for all of those that we lost, this time of year is especially hard on their families because it's the first holiday season that they have not had them with them.
Exactly. And keep their family and loved ones too in your prayers. I know one like Julie.
Yes.
Julie Chaffee Maza. She's got a long battle ahead of her.
And Wicked Granny, she's doing better. She's been in the chats, but just everybody, and Zoila's coming in saying hey to everybody. And Cindy said, very true, very true. She appreciates the prayer from everyone. And yes, there are some who need all of our prayers for things not mentioned.
Exactly. Sometimes, it's unspoken things. But I just want kind of people to reflect and, but first we're going to kind of get more into our crochet and knitting goals. And then we're going to kind of get into kind of some personal goals, that type of thing. How to make you a better sparklier you.
There you go. And we've got Ms. Zoila and Chris K. And everybody is praying for one another, and they are putting specific prayer requests in the chat. So if y'all will read those and make a mental note.
Kim's here.
Hi, Kim. Let's see. Joanna wants us to pray for her for neuropathy, and let's see. Yes, keep Bridget. Let's see. Everybody's welcoming each other in. Yes, Bridget and the King. The King was in the hospital. I think he still is. Last I heard. And yes, Art lost his wife, Art Lavelle. Hey, YTFP Chris. Y'all, I'm catching up on the chat like super quick. Like, and there's Miss Kim Crochets and Knits. And we are so thankful that all the prayers were answered for Miss Kim and that she is here and doing wonderful. Yay. And y'all, pray for the people that overcame also. And pray for them to continue in good health.
I so agree.
Yes, like Connie. Connie was sick this past year, so yes, Connie, we'll keep you're in our prayers too. Hey,
Thank
Miguel. And Chris says, how to go from yarn to sparkly yarn. Yes, we want the yarn with the sparkle. We want the Stellina.
Sparkle makes everything better. Put a little sparkle on that.
Yep. Okay, so I'm scrolling. Everybody is just saying how do you do to everybody. And y'all, please, if I have missed you, it is unintentional. I'm just trying to get caught up. So just give me another shout out in the chat and I will get to you in a minute. Hello, Chandra. Welcome in. And Kimmy, thank you so much for your raid.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Pam's kind of like helping me majorly on today's live because
it's all good.
It's not working.
It's fine. Okay, crochet knit goals. Y'all, check it. For those that was on Nancy's the other day, I had an ugly planner. So I made it pretty.
Aww.
I put my label on it, or I printed it off, and then I glued it down. And then I Mod Podged it so that it doesn't get all messed up. So this is what's going to help me get organized. I had an organizer last year and the year before. Do you think I kept it all organized? No, but I'm going to try. And this is where I'm going to write all my YouTube stuff down at and all of my crochet goals. And all goals, crochet, crafting in general. They're going in here. Dollar General, y'all. Dollar General, $5. It was leopard. No, it wasn't leopard skin. It was well, you can kind of see it here. Snake skinned. It was not beautiful, but I painted it. That side, paint, Mod Podge. We good. Hey, Bridget. Okay. All right, Connie. You go first. Go for it.
That's one thing that, like, how you decorated that. Like for Christmas, my sister was going to a white elephant event, and she kind of like found like white elephants and got creative with it and put it like on the package. So what is everybody's, well, if you crochet, your crochet goals. If you knit, your knitting goals. Or if you do both goals.
Right.
For 2024. So Pam, why don't you share some of your goals with things you want to?
All right. So as far as my crochet, I have a lot of yarn and I want to use up a lot of yarn. So on my channel on Thursday, well, I'm going to have a year-long stitch along, and the only goal I'm setting for myself for that is I'm using yarn that's in my stash. I'm not going to buy anything new for the blanket or whatever I make using that specific stitch. I'm going to use up yarn that I have in my stash. I did it a little bit last year when Bridget was doing stash down. No, it wasn't stash down. What was her? It wasn't shop my stash. Maybe hers was stash down. But so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to try to finish projects that I started. I'm going to try to finish them. Yeah, that's one thing. So
you see, like when it comes to my scraps and stuff, a lot of times I use that. Sometimes I use it for stuffing and amigurumis.
That's a good idea too. Yeah. See, I don't do a lot of amigurumi. That's not where my passions lie. But I do use my scraps to make scrap blankets.
Or sometimes you might need like a little bit of a color.
Yep.
where you don't need that much, but you have just enough in your scraps.
Exactly. Like your one hat. You just need 2 or 3 stitches of each color and you're good to go. All right, Kim says she doesn't have a Dollar General, but she has a dollar store and she loves it. And Bonnie says she cannot go without a planner. And Samantha said her grandpa's brother passed away last year on the 19th of 2023. We will be sure to keep you in the prayers too, Miss Samantha. And let's see, scrolling. Hey, Christy Yarnbarf, welcome in. Bonnie has paper goals. Yes, paper crafting. Everybody,
and one thing on the daily planners, like in 2023, I was lost because I did not have a daily planner in 2023. So like towards the end of the year, I got me one. Well, it's kind of that half 2023 and half 2024.
Mm-hmm. So like the educational planner, yes. What I like about this one, okay, so it's got the calendar here, but then it's got this for each day. So it's got your priorities and your to-do list and your goals, and you can put notes. And it does that for every day.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can make special little notes. So, yep.
Yeah, because like I keep a lot of my information for like my lives, doctor's appointments, that
right.
type of stuff. And because last year, like I kept a calendar on my computer, and that was for the birds.
Let's see. I've got my calendar from last year. It was right here. What did I do with it? There it is. Okay, so this is the one from last year. As you can see, it got used super a lot. It did. I did use it a little bit. I mean, I wrote stuff down on there. There's very little written in it, but the one I had 2 years ago was big like this one, and I prefer the larger one over the smaller one. So, okay, let me get us caught up in the chat real quick. Like Dawn P said, her goal is to catch up on her whips. Me too, girl. Zoila 2024, make time for crochet and knit. Lisa wants to also try to destash her yarn. And everybody welcoming in Miss Christy. And there's Bridget. Yes, Stash Down 2023, and it's going to be rolling over to 2024, so y'all can use that. Bridget, are you still going to use the hashtag Stash Down 2023 or 2024? Is it going to be the same? Let us know. And let's see, scrolly. Everybody talking to each other. Samantha said her crochet goals for 2024 is to finish her cottagecore mosaic. That's a good goal, Samantha. And her granny square blanket. So she's also wanting to finish up some whips, her butterfly mosaic. And she wants to make some Harry Potter toys and use up all of her yarn. Very good. Sanja wants to prepare for craft sales throughout the year instead of close to the time for the sales. Girl, I'm with you there. I'm bad to do that. Like I need to set aside some time each month, or each week, I should say, and make a little something each. I'm with you. I'm right there with you on that one. She wants to also use up the year on hand and spend more quality time with her family. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You know what, Pam? You need to speak to. You need to teach me how to speak quickly.
I can talk fast, girl. I can talk fast. Yeah, because if y'all watch this on fast speed, if you're like one of those people, you probably won't be able to understand me when you go super fast.
I've always been a slow speaker. I don't know. I think it comes from as a child, I had a lot of speech problems. So I kind of think, about, the pronouncing properly, like my sounds and like S and TH were the ones that took me forever.
Well, and y'all, when I get tired, I talk even faster and way more Southern. So I'm sorry. I'm actually not sleepy right now, so y'all are good. Y'all are just getting auctioneer Pam.
And once in a blue moon, I'll get the sounds mixed. I pronounce the S sound TH or vice versa.
That's okay. If y'all have watched any of mine, y'all know that a lot of times I'll be like, bloop, and then I'll just like, let me try that again. Kim is going to go through her yarn And whatever she's not going to use, she wants to donate. Oh, that's a good idea, too.
Oh, sweet.
And let's see, scrolling on down, Samantha wants her YouTube goals is to do more content and do more live streams. Yes, more content. And I do have some YouTube goals that are separate, I guess in combination with all my other goals. So
Yeah, because initially our plans this month was to talk about gloves. And we had brought up the idea about goals, but I had already had plans to make a video, which I put out yesterday. So I kind of have like all my notes and all where, I had discussed in the video my yarny goals, channel goals, and personal goals. So I kind of have a lot of that here for things to be talking about.
Yep, and I've watched part of that video, and I've watched part of your podcast video, but I haven't watched all of either one of them yet. And Sanja wants to learn Tunisian and knitting.
I do too.
Let's see here. Miss Cindy she's been thinking of her precious paper crafters and has some goodies in her Temu cart right now for those that love paper crafting. And she also loves paper crafting. She just doesn't get to do it much.
But when it comes to Tunisian and mosaic, it won't be this year.
And neither one are as hard as I made them out to be prior to trying them.
I learned I made an amigurumi Tunisian pumpkin, and I think it was I think like the Tunisian knit stitch. It was one of the very basic stitches. So I did technically do something, but I'm not very knowledgeable. There's a lot
like
for me to learn.
What's it called? It's not the beehive stitch, but it's something. It's something like that because it looks like a beehive. But let's see. Bonnie uses her planner mostly for work. Scrolling. Cindy tries to stay organized, but it's a losing battle. She gets a planner, loses the planner. I'm with you, girl. I do that too. I've got like a crap ton of notebooks too. That's another thing. I need to get all of my notebooks in one spot. Because I've got like 15 notebooks that have got like 4 or 5 pages of stuff written in them, and then I'll grab another notebook. I feel you.
Recognize this one.
Does it have an alien on it? Pizza alien. I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's Connie.
That was my notebook before the one I'm on now, but this one's not that far off from filling up.
Yay.
And that's where I make notes, like always. But I have so much stuff that it just, which notebook, what page?
Right.
Now,
even if I have a set notebook to keep it in, like, okay, we were talking earlier about how you think about stuff while you're sleeping. If I have a notebook that stays in the bedroom by the bed, at least that way I'd be like, okay, I remember I was writing that when I was in bed. I know where to go look at it for that, but I won't do that. It's like everywhere. I'll pick it up and then I'll lay it down somewhere else. So I've got to try to get organized. That's another goal, but that's a goal every year. Every year I get a little bit and a little bit more organized, but right now, eventually, someday.
And the thing is that, like, one thing that I'm trying to start doing more is make a Word file on my computer. That way, like, possible, potential testers. When I'm looking for a tester, I know where to go to find my list.
Right.
That's something I'm trying to work on. You're going to notice this year for me, I'm going to work a lot on better organization and trying to make things better.
Do you have Excel on your computer?
No, but I have a program very similar.
Because I know, like Excel, you can do like pages, like different tabs across the bottom. And so, like with that, you could put everybody's name, and then like you could put like knitting, and then you could do a search at the top for anything that says knitting. So you could have like knitting testers, and it would take you straight to that list faster. Let me get caught up in the chat real quick, y'all. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Let's see. We're trying, y'all. Cindy wants to also learn Tunisian and knitting. She's been wanting to do that for a while. And Kim talking about with her donations. She's like, why not let others have it instead of it just sitting in a bin? See, my plan is to use up all my yarn and then hopefully get it out of the house. Like, and then, but yeah, if I know for sure I'm not going to use it, that's a good idea to just gift it, donate it. Yeah. Scrolling. Bridget says hashtag stash down 2024 is going to be the hashtag if y'all want to use that. Scroll. Hold on. Cindy said she's excited for something Zoila said. Scrolling back up. She wants to do some more paper crafting. Scrolling back down. Everybody's saying hey to everybody. Chris K wants to use her yarn for her whip, save money with the Mama J way. Cool. Bridget said she's been working on her dress. And that telling her hubby if he wants to see her in it, he better hurry up and get better. Exactly. Lisa said hers is from 5 years ago, so she needs to use it before buying more yarn. And honeycomb stitch. Thank you, Chris. I knew it was at the beehive. I couldn't think. Honeycomb stitch. Thank you. It had to do with bees.
And speaking of stitches, I encourage and challenge people, learn y'all some new stitches or techniques.
Yes, I'm gonna be doing a stitch a month on my channel. I'm gonna be announcing it on Saturday, on my once a month Saturday. My stitch for January is the moss stitch. So if you want to do the moss stitch, if you've never done the moss stitch, come on over and check it out.
Actually, I'm trying to do like either a stitch tutorial or like a crochet technique tutorial.
There you
go. I think it's Wednesdays.
That'll be cool. And y'all, everybody find videos that suit you. Like I have a stitch tutorial for the moss stitch. Mine may not click with you, but say Mikey from Crochet Crowd may have one that suits you, or maybe Connie does one that suits you. Don't be shy to go check out a bunch of different videos and find the one that works best for you.
And I love finding some of those really, really gorgeous stitches and learning those. Because those you don't always see as many tutorials out there for. Ooh, I love me some gorgeous stitches. And like another thing, for those of y'all that want to learn how to knit, I am going to be starting a beginner knitting series, and the day those videos should be is on Sunday.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, like this week I'm going to kind of put videos out, kind of discussing it a little, and then I'm going to start doing like the videos and all that. And anything, like if you have requests for things that you want to see, just send me an email or a comment on those videos whenever, I kind of talk more about it, and just let me know some things that you want to see covered, or like
give her the feedback.
Exactly. Now, I don't know everything. Most of the time I can learn a stitch, to do a tutorial on, but there could be some things that stumble me. So keep that in mind.
And y'all, I'm skipping down. I went through a bunch of people going back and forth talking about Tunisian and who's good ones to go watch for that. So if it's something you think the whole class needs to know, just type it again. I'm down to where Nancy was saying she's got enough crafts. She doesn't need any new ones, just needs to do a schedule to work on at one point during the year. And that's what my Saturdays are going to be for, to work on non-yarny related projects. Mishi's goal is to learn the jasmine stitch, and that is a gorgeous stitch. I like
It
that.
is.
It's so pretty. And Chris is like, the jasmine stitch, question mark, Mishi? Actually, it says Mishi, question mark. It's a really pretty stitch.
Y'all should see some of the stitches out there.
Mm-hmm. And my problem is, okay, right now, okay, so we were saying, like, I'm doing a stitch a month. My thing is finding the correct name for the stitch, because, like, when I was growing up, I didn't actually know the name of all the stitches. It was just, it might be like a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. And then, it's not until now, when I have access to the internet and stuff, or got a stitch book, that I've learned, okay, that's the lemon peel stitch, or it's also the griddle stitch, because they have so many different names for the same stitch. So, I've got to figure out what the correct name is for them. And then I had a stitch tutorial book that I was referring back to, that was like a digital one. And y'all, I'm reading it last night to putting the names on the spinny willy thingy. And I'm like, I can't even use this stitch book, because when I got to the moss stitch, it wasn't even the correct name on the pattern. The moss stitch that they were describing wasn't the moss stitch. It's the extended moss stitch, like you did with your hat or your scarf. And then another one, it has the wattle stitch, and then it has the waffle stitch, and neither one of them are the waffle stitch. So I'm like, I can't go by that one. So I'm gonna have to find me another one.
Or sometimes they call a stitch the same thing, but different tutorials, there's like a little variation to how they do it.
And that's like on the millstone stitch, the way I do it and the way the majority of everybody else did it is not exactly the same. So that's why when I did my blanket, I called it the modified millstone, because it's not going to be like what everybody else does. I mean, it's still a millstone stitch. It's just the way I've always done it, because I like the way it laid better, or the way it looked to me. So,
And another thing oh, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to scroll back up and catch up in our thing while you get back on your train of thought. Lisa said on her list is to learn to do the granny square for the lovies on the ponytail thingy. And Kim's talking to Mishi. She just went to subscribe. And Mishi said she wants to challenge herself more. And she's setting up her tripod today. And there we go. And Nightbot is reminding everybody, if you have finished project pictures, to email them to Miss Connie.
Yeah, I do need to kind of start like letting people know now's the time to send pictures.
Yep.
Because approximately the 15th, I will be doing that finished project. Oh, my lost thought came back. One thing I noticed with crocheting and knitting, there's more than one way to do the very same thing.
Exactly.
And just because someone does something a little different than you, it doesn't make it wrong.
Exactly. Yep. Just like with crochet, some people are pencil holders, some people are knife holders or flute holders. It doesn't make one right or wrong over the other or better. It's whichever way is more comfortable for you. So if you are watching a tutorial and they are a pencil holder and you're just not grasping it, maybe find somebody that's doing it as a knife holder, and then you might be like, ha ha. Same thing with knitting. I do not knit, what is it?
There's continental.
I don't knit English. I don't knit the proper way. I never have. I don't throw the yarn with my right hand. I don't. I hold everything just like I'm crocheting. Everything is held in, so I think it's called continental. There's another name for it as well. I kind of do a hybrid of the other two ways, because that's just how I learned to knit shortly after I was taught to crochet when I was like 8 or 9. My aunt taught me. And so the rest of the time I just kind of taught myself. And so I'd already learned how to crochet. So I just hold everything the same.
And sometimes people get too caught up on how you hold it, if it's proper or not. I feel like this. If you're doing the stitches and they look like the stitch, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. You did it.
Mm-hmm.
And holding it's a preference thing.
Right. And, your tension is not going to be the same as everybody's.
Mhm.
Somebody may say, hey, use your H hook or use your J hook or your 6 millimeter hook. And you do it, and your project comes out, like say you're making a beanie and you put it on, it hangs down to your shoulders. Or you do the beanie using the hook that they say, and it'll fit a newborn. That's what happened to me. That's when I realized, haha, I crochet way tighter than that specific pattern designer did, because so just, and once you learn those things, it's going to make it so much, like once you realize, okay, hey, you crochet tight or you crochet loose or you crochet exactly like this designer as far as their tension, that's going to make it a little easier for you to follow patterns if yeah. All right, let me get caught up again. Kim says sometimes we make a stitch our own. Exactly. And Cindy said she did see the extended moss stitch as well a little over a year ago when she was using the moss stitch to crochet a bag, and she used it to crochet a summer top. She loves the moss stitch. Samantha wants the dot hooks, and Kim's telling her she can get them off of We Crochet. Lisa is a knife holder with her needles and holds the yarn in her left. Hey, Wicked Grady Pam, welcome in.
We're so happy to see. We're so happy to see you, Wicked Granny. But
Nancy's gonna do a graph again.
One funny thing, like with knitting, how there's English and English and continental method.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I forget which one I am. I think it's English.
Okay, so when you knit, do you throw the yarn with your left hand?
Right.
Yeah, you let go. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you let go and you throw it with your right. Sorry, I'm backwards. Yeah, so you let go and you throw it with your right. Yeah, okay. I don't do that. I hold everything in my left. All my right hand does is my left hand controls my yarn. That's continental. So the right is the I guess the official right way. I suppose it's the English way. You let go with your right, and I can't. My brain doesn't function that way.
See, one way I know how to do, the other way I don't know that way.
Yeah.
So that is one thing, like whenever I do knitting tutorials, if not that's not the way that works for you,
mm-hmm.
My tutorials may not be for you.
I watched your tutorial, and that's not for your hat, and even though I don't throw with my right, I was still able to follow along.
Okay.
And Cindy Lulu said she paid everybody that she might be missing. She's listening and crocheting on a scarf that she will finally get to finish. Woohoo! She's close to getting it done.
Woohoo!
The 2-weight, she's using a 3.75 millimeter hook with 383 rows. Woohoo! And Sandra says, so in short, do a swatch. It may save you a lot of work. Exactly. But once you crochet tight or loose, like I said, I crochet tight. Once it clicked that was how it was, I could look at a pattern, and if they called for an I knew that if I grabbed my K hook, I was good to go.
For me, tension seems like it seems to somehow come natural for me. I don't know how, but I've never really had a struggle with tension. Because you know how some people when they're learning, it's a big issue for them. Because usually when I work a pattern, it works out the size that it's supposed to be.
See, and that's great. And if y'all can do that, that was one of the reasons I'd kind of strayed away from like publishing any of my patterns, because I knew that what my tension was not going to match somebody else's. So, but that's another thing. I had to put that aside. That's another goal for 2024 is to get some of the patterns that I have done published, like the modified millstone. I need to get it written up. I have it written so I understand it. I need to get it written up and put on Ravelry or Etsy or somewhere. So
But that's why patterns have the gauge, because technically you're supposed to do a gauge check.
Right.
Connie tends not to do one. It just comes out.
Very rare. I very rarely do one. And like I said, when I did that hat, that was like the first pattern, because normally, any hat I had done, I just made it up. Because that's just how I was taught growing up. We didn't have YouTube. So I just kind of made it up. And then I learned how to read stitches and stuff through magazines and whatever. And then I would just wing it. And so the first pattern that I followed along to do it exactly as they had it written, I thought, I'm going to try it exactly like they have it written. I crocheted really tight. Like I was making it for my son's friend when he was in high school, and it came out and it fit my niece, who at the time was about maybe a year old. It fit her.
And I know, like my color work knitted beanies, I find, because when you do color work, you're supposed to knit loosely. And a lot of times people use too tight of a tension.
And then draws it in a little. Or it makes it not have that stretch, so when you put it on, it's too,
Exactly, because you're carrying your yarns inside. And
you
that,
just touched your hat, and I totally just, okay, not to interrupt you, but Lulu Cindy earlier, way up in the chat, said she likes your hat.
Oh, thank you. This is actually the Biscuits hat. My top hat is pink.
I like it.
But I borrowed his today. It matched better.
I like it. Lisa said she's also a English knitter. Throws the yarn with her right. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you, and I probably just, totally threw you off your train of thought. I'm sorry.
I got issues, y'all. We gotta have goals. Come on, sing it, everybody.
Yeah.
But another thing too, like maybe set goals of patterns. You're like, I'm making this year. This is getting made this year.
Exactly. And set a realistic goal. Like, don't say, okay, this year I'm gonna make 35 mosaic blankets. How about this year I'm going to complete one mosaic blanket, and it doesn't even have to be like a huge blanket. It could be even just a baby blanket or one mosaic square. Make it something that you can actually attain. That way you have a feeling of accomplishment. Don't set your goals so far out there that you're not going to reach them, because then you're just going to be like, well, I've only made one blanket and I said I was going to make 35. Then you're feeling down on yourself. Or if you say, I'm going to make one, and you hit that one, then you're like, yes. And then next year you can go for two. Or maybe you can be like, okay, I finished one. I'm going to go ahead and start a second one. And then build up to it. And Nana Michelle says she's never had any issues with tension either. Maybe because she taught herself to crochet with thread, making doilies before YouTube. See, and that's what my grandmother crocheted with thread. She's the one that told me, I think it was her, she had seen one of my things and told me that it was I was looking too loose. But I mean, all I had was a J hook. That's all. I thought that was the only hook size there was. I had one boy J hook, and hers were the metal ones. So I thought they had the little skinny ones that you worked with thread, and you used J for everything else. So I just, if it needed to be loose, I made it loose. If it needed to be tighter, I made it tighter. I didn't know that there was such a thing as other hook sizes.
And that's what's so funny, because before the internet and YouTube, people's skills were a lot smaller. And now it's like internet and YouTube, the doors they have open. Oh, you can do this, you can do that.
But see, and you say that, but then I also look back, like my aunts, like they were doing filet crochet. I had one aunt that she made everybody a filet crochet with their last name when they got married. But I mean, that's something that she had been doing for ages. And then, making all the doilies and stuff. Now, my grandmother could read patterns. So, all these old magazines, when they would come out showing all the different stuff, she had no problem at all making anything that was in there. So, Nancy said that's why she loves amigurumi. No gauge needed. Anna Michelle says she never gauges anything. Kim. Kim is answering Samantha. She looked on Amazon and she does not see the dot hooks, so you're probably just going to have to look on We Crochet. Hello, Nana Mama Cat. Welcome in. Scrolling. Hello, Mother. There's my mommy. Hello, Sarah. My mama says hi, everyone, and Happy New Year. Hey, Joe. Joe has never tried dots. Okay, go ahead.
When it comes to crochet hooks, the ones I really want to try is the Clover Amore.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hear so many people that they glide like butter.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, part of my 2023, was it 2023? Might have even been 2022, y'all. I was going to test out a bunch of different crochet hooks, and I started it. I tested out the ones from Dollar Tree, and y'all, they were not bad. I think it's actually 2022. They weren't bad. My Dollar General had a few crochet hooks, and so I tried a lot of these, like, I won't necessarily call them no name brands, because, I think they were like Crafter Secret, Crafter Square, but generic type ones.
That's what mine are.
And then I found the furls, and I kind of came to a screeching halt on that. But I am going to get back on that. That's one of my just like crafting goals in general, is to test out some other crochet hooks. But yeah.
But yeah, mine came off of Amazon, basically no name brand, but like they don't glide.
Mm-hmm. And I have some of those, and they look a lot like the Boy ergonomic handle ones. And I know, like, some people are Boy and some people are Susan Bates. Like, you know, as far as the head style, but I kind of like them all. Nancy said, I don't know where I heard it from, but don't compare yourself to others. Just do better than the day before. That's a good one. Hello, Deborah. Welcome in.
And that is one thing we're going to be talking about, like some personal growth goals shortly.
And Joe and Kim both say they like the prim hooks. Well, Joe said she wants to try them, the dots and the prim. And Kim said she likes the prim too. Samantha said she needs some dot hooks in her life. Joe's debating which ones to get. There's some people dropping their links. Okay, Nancy said she has 3 Clover Amore hooks that she got on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and they're really nice. See, when I made it back to Hobby Lobby to try those hooks, they were already sold out because they had not marked them down yet when I was there. So I kind of missed out on those. Hello, Dawn Yarn Doll. Hey, Dawn, go check your messages and message me back, please, ma'am. And because I sent you a message on Messenger, and it's got valuable information for you. Okay, and y'all, we are caught up in the chat. Woohoo! Okay.
Woohoo!
Yes. And then just I say that, and it goes, whoop, it jumps. She said her prim hooks are great. They do glide, but they sometimes squeak.
I think now we need to start getting into like personal goals. And one thing I encourage everybody, work on making you a better, sparkly, shining you.
Exactly.
You know, y'all know how, I always say to be kind to others. And when it comes to kindness, it really makes a difference. You could brighten somebody's day, put a smile on their face, and your interactions with a person really can make a difference. I always say, don't be mean, be cool, don't be mean. but like when and at some time everybody has been mean to somebody, even if you don't mean to be, it still happens. But being mean is hurtful. You hurt that person's feelings, you make them feel bad about themselves, and it's like that isn't cool. It costs nothing to always be kind to somebody.
Right. And kind of going along with what you're saying, if you've said something that hurt someone's feelings and you didn't realize, like you didn't intend it to be that way, and that person has apologized to you, don't hold on to the feeling, because they may have had something going on in their day. Something may have been eating at them and bugging them, and they may have snapped at you unintentional, and they've apologized for it. Don't hold that against them, because part of being kind too is also accepting somebody else's apology.
Yeah, and sometimes someone gets hurt over something and it's not intentional.
Right. And so if they offer you a heartfelt apology, take that into consideration. Hey, Dawn and Halla, having fun? Welcome in.
But it's just something that I think, like, focus on kindness this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like Christy's saying, smile. Yeah. Christy says that's why she doesn't use the self-checkout lines, because she enjoys the personal interaction with the store clerk, so she has a chance to make them smile. Exactly. And just hold the door open for somebody, or if somebody cuts you off, like if you're walking down the aisle and somebody's buggy comes, don't think before you react.
And a lot of times, like if I get frustrated or something, I step away from the situation, because I don't want to say something in anger that you can't take back. Because once you say something, it's out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes maybe you have a friend or something, they're getting on your nerves. And you love them, and but you're like, okay, I need a couple of days away from them.
Mm-hmm.
So, just kind of let it settle, and you don't say something you're going to regret.
Exactly. My mom says I got my talent from her mama.
And
what she's saying, I got her talent from mama. She's saying I got my talent from her. She's saying I got it from my grandmother. But I read it as I got it from my mama.
Oh, when I was younger, I went for the juggler. I did. But, I learned that it's hurtful. You can lose a relationship with someone over that.
Right. And sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. Like, I've even seen it in the YouTube community. Like, you'll be in a chat and somebody will say something in chat, and you may be going through something in your personal life, and you read that comment as it's directed specifically at you, when they don't know what's going on in your personal life. That specific comment was just an innocent comment. It was not directed specifically towards you. So just kind of take a step back and remind yourself that not every comment is meant to be a nasty comment. I mean, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's just them making a point about something completely not related to you. So be nice to yourself too. Don't think that every comment that may be perceived in a negative light is directed to you.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself. Remember that they don't know what's going on in your life. Only you do. So, yeah.
Yeah, love yourself.
Welcome in.
I'm sorry. Because a lot of times we're our own worst enemies.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is what I've learned. Positivity makes a huge difference, because when I was younger, I was negative. I so was. But you know what? When you're negative, it's not a good feeling.
And being negative all the time, it can't be good for you.
It's not. And when you try to be positive, think on the positive side, you feel so much better.
And it's a whole mindset. Like the way you react to a situation, that's what I've tried to do that over the last few years, is try to see the good in what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Miss Granny D has come in and Miss Tank. So howdy do to both of you ladies.
Howdy, like Granny D says. But, that's just kind of things that, kind of reflect on. And like I said, be a better, sparkly, brighter you.
Exactly. Say hi to people, smile at people, wave at people. They may think you're a little bonkers, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because smiling at somebody and being nice to somebody, we don't know what everybody's going through. You don't know what that person's going through. You just don't. And sometimes if somebody says something mean or snarky to you, or like I said, that's what I started saying in the grocery store, they're in a hurry and they cut you off with their buggy. You don't know why they're in a hurry. So before you be like, hey, watch out, where are you going? Watch what you're doing. Before you say that, stop and think, maybe they got a sick child at home and they're rushing because they want to get in and out of the store super quick. So just keep that in mind before you say something mean back to them. Before you keep spreading the negative, just take a beat and be like, oh, go ahead, it's okay, no worries, I'm not in a hurry, go ahead. Just be nice to them. A little bit of generosity, just be nice, spread the kindness.
Yeah, I want to see everyone have a bright, sparkly 2024, and the world needs more more kindness.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much cray out there.
Exactly. Because yes, you see about it all the time on the news, all the time. So just if we can help spread a little bit of kindness and a little bit of sparkle, like Connie says, for 2024, let's kind of make it a little sparkly. And y'all, my mama is saying that her mama, which is my grandmother, won some awards for her crochet. She got a write up in a craft magazine, and she was covered on the TV news. Yeah, she was an amazing, and she crocheted lightning fast. So fast. Like her hands were super fast.
I want her hands.
Mm-hmm. I have her hands. Like if you look at my hands, my mom's hands, and my grandmother's hands, like if you look at pictures, all of her hands look alike, I think.
Because that's one thing. I'm really not a quick crocheter.
As I've gotten, I won't even say older, but as I have gotten back into it more, I can crochet a lot faster now than even, say, 5 years ago.
And I do believe it's going to come with experience, because it's been about a little over 3 years since I learned how to crochet.
Mm-hmm. And see, and I have crocheted for years, but life, husbands, kids, other things take precedence, and so I didn't have the luxury or the time to be able to sit and crochet as much back then as I do now. So I think that's why I've been able to get a little faster, because I have the time to devote to it, and because I've started the YouTube channel and I am making the time to do the crafts. It's improving my skill set. So
But I want to know from everybody, what are your goals to make yourself a brighter, sparkly you in 2024?
And you don't have to, if you don't have one right now, think on it and then come back to this video after it ends and leave it in the comment section.
Yeah, reflect on it.
Yeah. Bye, Lisa. She's gonna go have some lunch.
Have a good day. Dawn saying her 2024 is already. Oh no! I'm sorry, Dawn. So I'm looking at it like the March saying,
in like a lion.
Yeah. Tomorrow's another day.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The sun will come out
tomorrow. No giveaways, Samantha. Just come back and just to let us know. Although Connie does have a giveaway video going on, but it is not this one. She has got her Podiversary video going.
Yeah.
So you can go watch it to comment for a giveaway. But this one is just, just come back and share your goals with us. Just as a place to write it down. Hello, Amanda. Welcome in.
Howdy, howdy. Oh, I lost my train of thought again.
It's okay.
I
Okay,
would be lost.
2024 goal for Connie is she needs to get rest. She needs to get some sleep and be able to turn off her brain to go to sleep. And girl, I'm right there with you. I've had many nights where I'm laying in bed and I'm like, go to sleep.
Yeah, like my brain does not want to shut off sometimes. I'm an overthinker.
Me too. Me too. And a lot of times I way overthink things and read way too much into a situation, or, like something's coming up and I go through every possible scenario of which way it could go. And then when it happens, it was like, oh, I worried for nothing. Why did I overthink that? I should have just,
You know, one thing I have learned, even in that storm that you may be going through, things usually work themselves out. It may not be how you want it to go, and it may still be tough. But I mean, if you reflect back, especially when you get older, things that when you were younger and you just like, what am I going to do? Oh no. But here you are still standing, 20, 30, 40, or whatever years later. And
light at the end of the tunnel. Exactly.
And even when you're going through that storm, and I know it's hard, be positive. It helps. It really does.
Absolutely.
Because like one thing I've seen this happen where you're like, oh, how am I gonna pay this bill this month? And like you had like did some rebate or something, and this happened to me before. Like it was an AT&T rebate, and never got a check. I forgot about it. All of a sudden, ta-da! That moment you really truly need that money, there's that check. So I usually say have faith. It'll work itself out. That's my piece of advice.
There you go. Go ahead.
There's a song I want to talk about, and I'm really not trying to get religious here because I know people have their different religious beliefs and all, and it can get controversy. But there's this Christian song called Waymaker. I love this song. I don't know if y'all have heard of it.
I have not, but my mom probably has. She listens to a lot of Christian music. And while you look that up, I'm going to go through this real quick, get us caught back up. My mom is saying, except our fingers. Okay, yeah, my mom's fingers were grown together. She's saying, so if they've been degrown they've been separated. But yeah, that's what she's saying. Except my hands weren't that way. And Chris is saying part of her goals is she needs to do the exercise needed for her to walk better. Yes, you do, Miss Chris.
Oh, I gotta work on my exercise.
Oh, all is good. All is good here, Miss Amanda. Hope all is good with you. Zach said he made a cup of hot. Wait. I'm gonna guess that we're missing a word there. Zach saying I made a cup of hot. Of hot. I'm gonna say water.
I'm figuring
after 8 hot cocos.
I was gonna say tea or coffee.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, what do y'all think Zach meant? Chat. Deborah says, "Yep, she hates those kind of nights. Exactly, where you just can't turn your brain off and go to sleep." Okay, so here, Zach's goal for this year is to make more than one crochet project. But Zach, you completed that one in 2023, so that is a good goal to have. You made one, and now this year, complete 2.
But like,
Hey, Sandrine, welcome in, my friend.
I'm sorry.
You're
I
fine.
don't
I'm
mean,
catching
I
us up.
don't mean,
You're good. Go ahead.
I don't mean to be cutting you off, and I feel like I'm worse about that tonight
Oh,
than
you're fine.
normal.
I was just trying to catch us up in the chat.
Okay, you got everything with the
Nope.
chat?
Nuh-uh. We're
Oh,
still a couple
sorry.
minutes behind.
Okay,
Okay,
go
so
on.
Wicked Granny says she only goes out to the doctors, but she tries to be nice to everyone and make people smile. She likes to compliment someone on something, and it's great to see them just light up. Exactly. That's a great shirt. I like your shirt. Or like a while ago, Cindy saying, "Hey, Connie, I like your hat." Just
Compliment
something
people.
to try to put a smile on somebody's face. Everybody is welcoming in Miss Sandrine. Okay, Deborah said her goal is to get her Etsy up and going to avoid having to get a part-time job. Yes, and that is another goal of mine as well, to actually put stuff in my Etsy store. I've had my Etsy store for a long time, but right now it is currently empty. My mom said her goal is to be a better person this year than I was last year. Exactly. I think Nancy said something similar up above, and she was talking about like crafting goals, but yes, just be better today than you were yesterday. That's it. That's for crafting and in life. Everybody is talking. Mishi is lurking. Sandra said she's loving this. And Nancy, okay, here we go. We're down to the song. Nancy loves that song. Sandra said that is a great song. People saying howdy do. Tank said her goal is to tighten her inner circle of friends. I can't be true to myself if I'm spread too thin. Love all, but only a handful of really close. And Kim also has heard of that song. Yarn Barf says, Christy, she said she is like Wicked Granny. She's on the planet for a reason. And one thing is to spread some positivity and goodness. Some people are jealous of that because they are not happy people. Exactly. Just spread positivity. Like
Because
Connie always says, be the light.
that's what I'm fixing to talk about with this song.
Zach made a cup of hot chocolate. And Mishi's goal is I need to wear my glasses more because I just read Tank's need to tighten her inner. She read Tank's comment as she needs to tighten her inner thighs. Well, I need to do that too, Thigh master, where you at? Everybody's saying, laughing at Mishi. And yes, my mom does. She says, I absolutely love Waymaker. And Sandrine is watching the football games. And girl, I ain't gonna say that. Go Big Orange. What? I know Sandrine laughing. I'll let Connie read that one if she wants to. I'm not gonna say it. Connie may not. She down in Louisiana. She may not can say them words either.
Hold up.
It's just me being silly with Sandrine. Let's see. Cindy said she would also love to have some things put in her Etsy store as well. Things that will sell. Yes. Everybody's saying how do you do. Hey, Jen Reeves, welcome in. She's been lurking while having supper, and she also loves Waymaker. And we're caught up.
All right, awesome. And I'm glad to see all the positivity to the song Waymaker. And at the end of my videos, most of y'all know I always say, I hope everyone is having a fabulous yarny day. Be the light and bye. And this is where that Be the Light is based from. Because in this song, part of the lyrics is Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. And, the darkness is all the cray in this world. And, and there's just so much going on nowadays. I think it's hard for pretty much everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because that darkness really is overpowering. But if you can be that light to somebody else, you've made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Strive to be that light.
That's a good goal. That's a good goal for everybody for 2024. Just be the
Light.
light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
I know I cannot sing. Pam can. She's an amazing singer.
Aw, thanks, Connie.
But like, I get goofy and stuff, and like, I sing. I change up lyrics to songs.
She does. She sent me some.
I serenade a lot of my friends.
Y'all should hear some of the stuff Connie sings.
Or sometimes goofy stuff I come up with.
And y'all, and here's the thing. Sometimes I'll get it and I'll be like, what did she send this time? But you know what? It always makes me smile.
And that's the purpose and the point. To make someone smile or laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Let's see. I think we're good on chat. I was making sure we didn't miss anything, and I don't think we did. If y'all said something that you think we need to see, with the exception of Sandrine, she didn't even put RTR. Oh, no, yeah, I said it right. I just don't think about it. Yeah. You know I'm not gonna say that. Them's dirty words. I don't cuss on YouTube, Sandrine. I don't talk ugly like that.
I want to know what everyone ate today.
Okay, so what did we eat? Okay, we had pork chops, and they were delicious. We had, or there might have been pork loins. They were good. Whatever they were delicious. And we had mashed potatoes, but we always have black-eyed peas, turnip greens. Let's see, cornbread, corn, and it was all good. Granny D says, yep, she sends me some goofy messages. I love it,
Connie. Or, this is your extended corn warranty calling.
Bye, Christy's leaving us. She said, whoops, it jumped. She said it was good to see us, but she's making a late supper. She napped a lot today. God bless each and every one. Bye, Christy. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Samantha had taco bowls. Hey, buddy boy.
I had a feeling he would pop up tonight. He's been needy today.
Well, Tiny came in here a while ago and meowed, but then he turned around and went back out, so. Joe has had nothing. Joe, go get you something to eat. Chris K has had junk food. See, now Christmas or New Year's Eve is when I have all my junk foods. That's when I have all the like appetizer-y finger food type stuff. Nancy says Earl made 15B soup again. This time he used sausage, and it looked really good the last time he made it. And Deborah had sauteed tilapia, black-eyed peas, and kale is the only green she had. Jen Reeves had pepperoni nachos.
Ooh.
Nana Michelle, mashed potatoes, sauerkraut, collard greens, and gravy. Store was out of the black-eyed peas, and I didn't feel like making cornbread. Well, I actually bought like my New Year's Day meal a few days ago because around here, if y'all are in the South, black-eyed peas, I don't know if it's like that all over the U.S. or all over the world, but in the South, you got to have your black-eyed peas. So I went ahead and bought some the other day, but then I ended up eating at my parents' house, and so now I got me my New Year's Day meal. I can have it later again in the week.
Oh, real quick, the king here, he purring.
He's happy.
But I want to know who had them some like cabbage or some of the traditional food.
Well, see, in the South, that is black-eyed peas, collard, or any kind of green, whether it's turnip greens, collard greens, or spinach. You know, you got to have that kind of green. And pork. So, usually it's hog's jaw, but I usually use that for like seasoning the peas, but like, and then some sort of pork. So that's like a Tennessee Southern and maybe just Southern. I don't know. That's part of us. Let's see. Amanda is having cream cheese spread and crackers, munching and watching us. And Michelle saying, hey, buddy. Ooh, Mishi had some original bugles. But Mishi, did you put them on your fingers and eat them off your fingers? Like fingernails, like witches' fingers? That's what you got to do with bugles. That's what I always did. Oop, Kim also had pork chops. Ooh, Mishi's having mango Pepsi. Not so sure about that Pepsi. Amanda says it's National Pizza Day in Sweden, so she had pepperoni pizza earlier. Oh, well, that's cool. Oh, my mom says that I need to learn Waymaker and sing it for y'all sometime.
One thing I would kind of love to see you do if you could, but I know copyrights can be an issue with some songs.
Yeah, but I can check it out first. All right, I got my little clicky do. All right, let me get my paper. Hold up.
Doing kind of like maybe a live or something at like a Christmas concert.
Mm-hmm. I thought about doing that, like letting people like pick the song. I've got a list.
I would think more your traditional Christmas songs, most of them would fall into where you can use them, but
you would think so, but it's like there are some that like were because it has to be, I think it's over 100 years, so like some of them, were written or released like in even though what to us seems like forever ago, like in the 30s, it still falls under the copyright. So all of the songs I have on my channel, I have the monetization either turned off or it is approved for a copyright share, which means I can post them, but the copyright holder gets any revenue that are generated by those videos. And Dawn P had sesame chicken and garlic green beans. Okay, Tank also had black-eyed peas. Oh, there you go. She had black-eyed peas, fried cabbage, pork, and cornbread. Wicked Granny had eggs. Okay, she's saying yum to Dawn. So let me scroll back up. Did Dawn say... Oh, maybe she asked if she liked it. Or maybe she told us what she had. Hold on. Scrolling. I don't see it. Dawn, if you said what you were eating, put it again, because I missed it.
Anyone had cabbage casserole? I love me some cabbage casserole. Talk food to me, y'all.
I bet I was looking at the wrong Dawn. Meemaw D Dawn P is who she was yumming to. Okay, there we go. Sorry. We got too many Dawns in the chat. Not really. We welcome all the Dawns. Let's see. And Mishi said the bugles are yummy. She hadn't had them in ages. That used to be my go-to, like when we would stop and get snacks. Like if we get a bag of chips, bugles is what I would get. And you're right, I haven't had them in forever. And Nancy's agreeing with my mom. I wrote it down, Waymaker. I wrote it down. And Kim said to the bugles her either. She might have to go to the store tomorrow. And she also put them on her fingers. Samantha's wanting to know what we're working on right now. Right now, nothing. Let's see. Mishi said, yes, ma'am. #1 finger hat in America. It says it on the bag. Does it really? Oh, my God. That is so funny. Jen says you would probably get a copyright on the song. Yep. But a lot of the songs, like if you can go through the copyright and it may have a copyright on it and it will say copyright, but it's not a copyright strike. It just means that song is copywritten. And there are certain rules that you have to follow, steps that you have to follow through YouTube to be able to release it. So, okay. And Tank said that song is by Leland.
One thing I find, like with some of the copyright stuff, it's confusing.
Yes, and I even watched all of the actual videos within YouTube because I have gotten a copyright strike on a song. But I think it's because the monetization, it was after the monetization had gotten on and I had not gone back to review all of them and turn it off. And I think that one had gotten left on is the only reason why. But, I've watched all of the videos, and even after watching all of the YouTube, like the official YouTube videos that YouTube themselves have provided for content creators, I still was, yeah. And there's something about, if you do it live versus like, because you've seen all the there are different channels that do like karaoke lives and stuff, and there's just certain, I have not looked into that specific, but there are certain things that you have there are certain gray, not willing to say gray areas, but like if you're singing it live versus recording it and then uploading it, it has different, I don't know.
And I know, like, for instance, music I use on my channel and stuff, I always get my music from YouTube Library. And it's always because you can tell what you can use where there's like no issues whatsoever.
I've started doing that too because I had another, I was watching another channel who was saying that he had gotten all of his music through this other company, and it said that it was, free to use. You're good to use it, whatever, you didn't even, you could put the link to whoever had it, or you didn't have to, it was whatever. It was just totally free to use. But then he said what he didn't realize at that time, after that, even if you're on one of those platforms where it says it's free, they can at any point decide, you know what? I want to start making money off of this song. I don't want to offer it for free anymore. It was only free for 6 months, and now you've used that video on all of your, or that song on all of your videos. So now you've either got to go back and change out that song, or so yeah. So I'm like you, Connie. I've started just using the YouTube Studio songs.
I have from the beginning, and I've been fortunate. I have never gotten a copyright strike. But I mean, you always do like worry about getting one.
Yep.
And it's not like you're intentionally trying to break copyrights and stuff. It gets confusing.
Yep. Okay, back to food. Chris K said if she could still cook, she would have had cabbage, black-eyed peas, and corned beef. Ooh, I haven't had corned beef in a long time. I'll probably do that. I usually do that. I've made corned beef once for St. Patrick's Day. It was really good, too. I did really good on it, I gotta say. Kim said she loves cabbage rolls and stuffed peppers. Nancy said she loves the combos. I haven't had combos in a long time either. That was always like my brother and sister and my friends used to get those, but I was more of the bugles. Nana Michelle said she loves cabbage roll casserole. She just leaves out the meat and it's delish. Nightbot and Nightbot. Okay, so we're caught up again.
Nightbot talks a lot, don't he?
He does. But you know what? He is shouting out your Stitchin' Alien members. And let's see. So he's also telling them to go check out your patterns and join as a Stitchin' Alien. And if you want to be a guest star to Connie, just, email her. Or if you have any questions.
Yeah, and speaking on that, I do have some live spots still for this month I need to fill.
Woohoo, y'all. I can't believe we're at the bottom of the chat again. Yeah.
Woohoo! But I think this pretty much wraps things up. I don't know if anyone wants to mention anything. I don't think anyone would really have questions on today's topic per se, but
Hola, Maritza.
Hi, Maritza.
I was looking to see. We've got 27 watching, so hello, everybody.
But you know what? It kind of feels weird, like being on my channel, and you like taking more of the lead today.
That's okay. That's okay. I try to remember when I'm on panel and it's not my channel. I try not to, and I didn't used to do that until I started hosting my own lives. And so now I just try to remember not to do that. But Connie said, go do it today.
Yeah, so I talked to her before the live because I really didn't want to like cancel today. I'm trying to do better about not canceling my lives this year. And I was just like, oh, my brain's not working today. I feel like I'm a walking zombie.
Lulu, Cindy's still here. She's listening, love listening and lurking in the lives. Me too, Cindy. And I do that a lot. And I have tried, especially over the last month, I've tried to at least pop in and, or if I'm watching the live, I try to at least comment and let the host know and the chat know, hey, I'm here. Howdy do. I'm going to be lurking. So I don't always catch the comments. So if you are ever in a live and I say, hey, I'm lurking, and then you say hey to me and then nothing, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's that I'm either getting ready to start driving in my car when I say that, or I'm at work and I just have it on in the background and I'm listening and I can't see chat. So, or I may be crocheting and I may be looking at a pattern. So if I don't say hey back to you, it's not that I'm being mean or ignoring you. It's that I'm legit not even looking at the chat.
Yeah, because I know a lot of times I multitask when I have a live on. I'm more listening.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to respond back to people that, you know, make a comment like towards me, but I know I have to miss them at times.
Yep. Welcome back, Demetra. Like yesterday and day before, I was, I had lives on the TV and I've been working in the yarn room or working in the craft room, trying to move stuff around. I've been editing videos. I was uploading stuff. I was doing like taking stuff off of my phone, trying to like download pictures and putting them on the external hard drive, getting them off my phone and videos off my phone and all that kind of stuff. And so like my computer I couldn't get, since I was taking the videos and stuff off of my phone and putting them on the external hard drive, I couldn't type on the computer because every time I would touch anything, it would break the link between the two and I couldn't use my phone. So I had them on the TV. So like when I was at a stopping point, I would type in the chat. So it wasn't that I was intentionally ignoring people. I just couldn't answer you back. So, and everybody is saying they do the same thing. So,
and that's one thing that sometimes people don't always realize when like people host lives. There's so much going on, and comments get missed.
Right. And it's completely unintentional, y'all. We don't mean to miss anybody's comments. We're not ignoring you. We're not singling anybody out. Like legit, if you say something and we miss it and we get all down, because like sometimes there'll be something will be said and then like 10 or 15 people will say something all at the same time and the chat will jump. And what we mean by that is we can only see like this much of the chat. And so like if 15 comments come in all at once, what was here is now way up here and we can no longer see it unless we scroll back up. So a lot of times stuff gets missed. So please don't take it personal. It's absolutely not. We would never like intentionally ignore somebody. So yeah, just type it again and yeah.
And I believe this goes for pretty much any channel.
Yes, especially especially like content creators. Especially, it's not intentional. Because before I became a content creator, I would chat and I would ask questions, and if they missed it, it would get missed, and I never really thought about it. But I know some people think that take it personally. Yeah, and it's not personal, y'all. Let me scroll back up a little bit. And yep, people are saying the same thing. They know they miss a lot because they're multitasking and they're in and out away from the keyboard. Absolutely. And then everybody's welcoming in Maritza. Nancy said she's always multitasking while she's on other lives. On her live, she can only do her craft and catch most of the comments. And she's saying like I was saying, she doesn't mean to miss anything. She just becomes engrossed in the craft. Yes. Cindy said she misses things all the time. She's looking down, crocheting, or something happens and it's never on purpose. Exactly. So hopefully everybody understands and don't take it personal. Sorry, y'all. I just clicked in and out. I'm back though. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
My computer every once in a while it'll just go black. I don't know why. Hey, Rudy, welcome in.
Howdy, howdy. Oh, sorry, buddy. He got mad at me. I kind of patted him, and he didn't like that.
Yep.
He's a finicky little boy. But like today, that baby was like so needy. He wanted mommy time and daddy time today. So sometimes of the day he would be with me. Sometimes it was Frank. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hey, buddy.
He's heavy though.
I can see his little ears. I can just barely see him. Welcome back, Samantha.
And like he doesn't like a lot of movement.
Mm-hmm.
So like he can start getting fussy and aggravated.
Tiny, if I'm in my sock feet, he's better. But like if I have on shoes, especially shoes that I don't, or shoes that make like loud noise on the floor, he will run. If I'm in my sock feet, he's gonna walk right every step I walk right in front of my feet, trying to trip me up. But if I have on shoes, he's gonna run and hide.
Cats and their little antics.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you get lots of love and attention.
Cindy said she was on Top Chat instead of live chat, so she's saying hey to everybody and good to see you all tonight. And that's another thing, if somebody misses what you're saying, maybe they're on Top Chat instead of live chat, and that just it rearranges the order of things as they're coming in. So,
and that's sometimes too, like some people do giveaways that it's like the 7th comment is the winner or something.
Mm-hmm.
And well, what shows them on my screen may not be the same as the comments appear on your screen.
Yep, that's true. That's true. That's something you have to remind people sometimes of that. That's why I do like the Nightbot giveaway tool and the StreamYard giveaway tool, because you just give the word and roll it or whatever, and Nightbot picks the winner, or StreamYard and you can see it, or Nightbot just puts the name in there. So,
but one thing that word observed, that word did not want to come out of my mouth, is like with a lot of these giveaway tools, when people do like giveaway events, kind of like what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's 28 different prizes to win, lots of chances to win. Well, for some reason, these tools gravitate to picking the same person.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that too on some of them, but well, I say that not really. There's only one, and it wasn't the there are several different ones you can choose from, and one of the ones that I was doing was doing that. But the more people but it was only when I had like 3 or 4 people helping me test it out. It kept wanting to pick the same person. Like it would pick that person, and then it might pick one other person, then it would go back to that first person, then it might pick a different person, then it would pick that first person. But I think it's because I only had a few people doing it. But if I have more people doing it, I haven't noticed that much with it. Now, the random comment picker that I had been using that now they charge you for, I didn't notice it with that one. And I tested out one other one, and I didn't like it because I felt like it wasn't, I don't know. I just didn't like the way it was going. So I need to find a different one if I do one like you're doing.
Yeah, because and I've noticed this on different content creates channels. How often it does it.
The same person wins it again, yeah.
And you get it where, ideally you kind of want it, 28 different people
right
getting a prize. And that picker wants to keep picking the same. But on this one, I did it where, once your name comes up, that's your prize.
One prize, yeah.
That
hey, Paula, welcome in.
Because I did get I think when I did my birthday bash, I had a few comments that I think one especially thought that that the giveaway had to be rigged if a person won that many times, and it's like,
but really it doesn't, because it's a different word and it's completely random, and but yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to say, one prize per person. So, yeah.
so that's where I kind of felt like it's better to do one prize per person.
More than that, it just, like you said, it spreads the joy.
It does.
It spreads the sparkle.
And I really like doing mine better as a video, giving people like 2 weeks to enter than to do it on live.
Yeah.
People that want to enter have time to enter.
Exactly.
And there's not all the other stuff going on. It's pretty much straight to the point.
And then, yeah.
Where it's not as time consuming to watch. Even though it's still like a 20-something minute video. But if you think about it, compared to like a 3-hour live event.
That's true. And sometimes those lives can go for a while. Like when you do the big, giveaways like that. And I mean, I get, and it can be a lot. It can,
it is a lot when you're hosting one. Because like I said, there's so much going on. That, and that chat is like vroom, 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 vroom. I mean, it goes faster with those type of lives.
Yeah, because people are saying stuff and entering, and and then congratulating. And when you've got 15, even if it's 15, 20 people congratulating, I mean that makes the chat jump. Which, I mean, we appreciate that because that's a good sportsmanship to congratulate the winners. So, and wishing people luck, and
And one thing that I feel like, because you see some people, they don't win and they're a sore loser. And, it's a giveaway.
Yeah, and you can't let that upset you. This is another thing, like we were going back to you saying, be sparkly, add some sparkle. If you've got, like, let's just take like a bag o' day giveaway, say you got over 700-800 entries, the chances of you winning are slim. Or like on Hobie, like you're playing Hobie bingo or a Hobie giveaway, be happy that somebody wins, and occasionally somebody wins. Like I know Kim, Yarning for a Smile, has won at Hobie Bingo, and Cynthia from Cynthia's Joyful Creations, she won on one of the, I think it was the Facebook Live, the Hobie Facebook Live. So just remember that people do win, and don't be upset if it's not you. Be happy for the person that did.
And the thing is, the more comments, your odds are less of winning.
Yeah.
And like Bag of Day, it's most of the time she has like 8,000, 9,000.
She's got like a bunch. I'll just pick a random number, but she's got a lot. Yeah.
So you have a 1 in like 8,000th or 1 in 9,000th chance.
Exactly. And Wicked Granny was saying she just wished Nightbot got everybody, because there can be lots of people watching and you see the entries in the chat, but Nightbot only picks up half that many. Yeah, and see, sometimes people are watching, but they're not commenting. But like with Nightbot, I have found that if you use Nightbot, if you just get him to pick somebody, just getting people to post stuff in the chat, that way, because he gets behind. So like, say if your comment comes in at the exact same time as somebody else's, he'll only pick up one of them. So that's why a lot of these giveaways, they'll say just keep typing in the chat, and Nightbot gets you, but he'll only pick you up one time. He won't, so like if he didn't pick you up the first time, the next time you say something, he'll pick you up. So, but yeah, so that, and I kind of like using the StreamYard one just because you can see all the names going by and you can see the exact number of people that have entered. So, Mishi said, "Yep, it's so exciting when someone wins that we know." I know, right? Be happy.
It is.
You know, be
Because
happy for the
a
winner.
lot of times, if I notice that somebody won something, I try to make sure that they know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, buddy, he was getting heavy. Big boy. And then I was waiting for him to jump right back up. I was like,
Tiny
oh,
does that. He does that on my lives, especially when he thinks I've been in here too long. He will come and he'll jump up and he'll either jump up like the other day I was sitting here and he just jumped up and sat on my shoulder and put his butt on the side of my head and flopped his tail over the top of my head and just sat there. So I was sitting here like this with a cat sitting on my shoulder. Because
buddy,
he does what he does when he wants to do it.
buddy is stubborn. He's determined because and like he does this a lot with Frank.
Oh,
And it drives Frank crazy because Frank will be doing something on the computer. There's Buddy. And Buddy just wants to keep coming back. I mean, but he does it to me too. Because sometimes I'm like, I go drop him off to Frank.
You're like, here, take the kid.
But sometimes he still comes back.
My little fat cat, well, he wasn't little, he was big. My Charby, he passed away a year ago Christmas. I could go, like, if he was still living, I could go pick him up, bring him in here, flip him over with his belly up and rub him on the belly. And he would lay there like a baby and get his belly rubbed and he would just lay there. He was huge. He was a very, very lovable cat. Like he wouldn't try to scratch you or bite you or nothing. He just would lay there and let you rub him. He was just a big old ball of fluffy sweetness. Cindy says she has not used StreamYard for a long time. She would need coaching on it again, more than likely. Then she's laughing at my tiny story. She says, I really love cats. Yeah.
Cats are so much fun. And I mean, just their antics.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're like, what is going on in your head, cat?
And all of their little personalities are so different. And, yep. But, I mean, I have to say the same, though, with my dogs. Like, y'all know, like, you got Garfield and was it Odie?
Mm-hmm.
My lab, he's like that. He's Odie. He's like, he's always just bouncing. Even though he's, 3-4 years old, you would still think he was 6 months old because he is just constant on the go all the time. And then my shepherd, she's just like, if she was human, she would be rolling her eyes. Oh, you got a super sticker, super chat. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you so
My
words are not flowing. Thank you so much, Nancy. So y'all know what time it is. Well, really, it's not quite as much Biscuit anymore, but he is in the video. Okay, where is my video?
It's your first super sticker super chat of 2024.
Yeah! Okay, here's my super chat video.
Thank you for sending Connie the super chat. Yay! Connie got a super chat. Thank you.
Isn't that like so cute? And at one point, I think at the start it's Frank talking, and I sped up his voice, kind of make him sound like a chipmunk. Mm-hmm. And then my voice came on. But I got like all creative doing that video. I like playing with some of the stuff with editing.
Mm-hmm.
Try to learn more stuff with editing.
Yep. And I've been trying to use my computer to edit more because I normally edit on my phone. But I found this last video that I was doing, I was using my computer, and I just need to learn more about it because I know it'll do some really cool stuff because my sister used it. But man, it was taking me forever. So finally I just was like, okay, I'm done. So there are no special effects. There are no cool transfers or transitions from one video to the next. It was just, I'm done. But I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna keep playing around with it so that I can edit, do all the cool features on the computer like I do on my phone.
See, I use Shotcut, which is free for my
Mhm.
editing, but there's this one.
I was using Clipchamp, I think. Hold up, I can tell you. I think it was Clipchamp is what I used. Yes, because my sister had been using it when she was doing her videos, and it would do a lot of really cool things. She did go ahead and do the paid version for a little while, which I haven't gotten to that point yet, and I may. But it's got a lot of cool video or clips. It's got a lot of cool clips and stuff that you can use and incorporate into your videos and stuff. So, and there's a lot of free ones too. I just haven't played around with them yet, so I will.
I'm trying to remember the name. Oh, sorry.
Nope.
Every time I think Pam's finished, I go to talk.
That's all right. It's all good.
I feel like I'm like, I feel like we're more like off with that today.
That's okay though. I roll with it. I roll with it. It's all good. I don't mind at all. I was just saying that's another 2024 goal, y'all.
Because I mean, I really like try not my best not to talk over somebody, but I mean, no matter how hard you try, it still happens.
Mm-hmm. And it could be too like, I mean, it's digital, y'all. So while it seems like there's no delay, there may be like a
lag,
like a split-second lag between like what you're seeing and what I'm seeing, or what I'm saying and hearing. And so they could be, it could be that you're not intentionally, so y'all keep that in mind too when you're watching people's lives. It's not necessarily, it's not intentional.
Because I know, like, I was always taught growing up, don't speak when someone else is talking.
Mm-hmm.
And, I try not to do that. But, you're looking for those cues.
Right.
I can say something. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oops, no, I can't.
Yep. And I do that too. Like, but I'll do like, I'll stop talking and I'll be like, okay, it's too quiet. It's been too quiet for long. So I got to say something. And it's at that time that you start to say something. Then I'm like, okay, I guess we both have the same thought. Like, I don't want silence on the live. I don't know. I try to keep it going.
And then I feel like when I need to be more aggressive, because I'm not really an aggressive person.
Me either.
So I come off too aggressive sometimes, and I'm like, and I really don't mean to do that.
Girl, it's your channel. Jump in there and take over. Nancy said it's real live.
I do what I want to.
Well, we got to get Jen's comment, because she's like, Dreamy girl, you okay? Sorry your team didn't win.
Aww.
I'm gonna be nice. I don't even know what team she's talking about. Well, I know what team she's probably talking about, but I don't know what game. I haven't even turned on the TV.
I'm not a sports person.
So I'm guessing it was a bowl game, but I mean, I don't know. Has basketball started?
I think that's March.
A bowl game.
I think
that's March Madness. That's when it's ending.
Oh, my phone vibrated.
Well, Dawn's gonna go lay down, but she's got us playing. That's okay, Dawn. You go lay down.
I think it's that time to wrap things up. But it was nice, like, spending more time just chit-chatting in general tonight.
Oh, it was the Rose Bowl, Alabama, Michigan. Well, my cousins are probably happy because they're in Michigan, but I do have some Bama friends. I have one of my good friends. Her daughter got accepted to Alabama.
Congrats.
Yep, and I did type it. I didn't say it. I typed it in her comment on Facebook. I did not speak the words. I typed them.
So I'm going to go ahead and play my little Stitchin' Alien members video to thank them. Go Stitchin' Aliens!
There you go.
Oops! I needed to change that. Oopsie! It's still Christmas.
Oh, I took my sign down. I did have my sign up still. I think I took my sticker off, but it was it was still up, so it said I changed it to where it said 363 days, and then it went down to 360. So, however, 360 some odd days. It might be 350, whatever.
Oh, is there anything you want to mention going on at your channel right now?
Sure. Okay, so I go live every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Central on Thursday nights. And we're going to do a year-long stitch along. Each month we're going to change up the stitch, and I will be rolling for that. I go live on the second Saturday of every month, starting in January. It'd be the second. So what is that? The 6th. When is my next one? Haha, I got a calendar right here. Okay, so I will be going live on January the second Saturday, the 13th.
Woohoo!
I will be going live, and then that's when we will pick the stitch for the following month. My Saturday lives are going to be called, what did I decide on? Let's Get Crafting. And it is going to be, I'm going to work on kits that are not yarn related, because I have all these crafts that I've been wanting to do that I haven't taken the time to do. I've got cross stitch, I've got paint by number, I've got some loom kits, I've got latch hook kits, all kinds of crafts. So I'm going to be working on those. And you've got a new member. Welcome, Sanja.
Oh, I know why. I was on the wrong screen. Thank you so much, Sonia. I'll let you finish what you're saying, okay, and I'll play my little new member video for her.
Alrighty, sounds good. But so yeah, so my stitch for January is the moss stitch, and so I'm going to be doing a blanket, and then I'll probably be doing some smaller project. I'm going to do a year-long blanket with each of the stitches that is selected, but then I'm also going to be doing some smaller projects. Like I might use the moss stitch to make a baby blanket, or I don't know, something else, washcloth, whatever. And then, yeah, so it's just for fun. It's just to use up the stash that I've got. And then I'm also going to be doing I've got a little spinning wheelie thingy that picks the stitch. Oh yeah, and if I don't have a tutorial for that specific stitch, I'm going to go ahead and do a tutorial. So when I do my January live, I will go ahead and pick the stitch for February, and at some point between that Saturday live and the first Thursday live of the following month, I will do a tutorial for that specific stitch. I'm a part of 2 different collab groups. Just Bee Stitchin with Connie is one of them, and the other one is the Crafty Ladies, and we go live on the first Saturday of the month at 6 p.m. Central. And this one is, our next one is the 6th, and it's going to be on Dawn Yarn Doll's channel. And I'm in that with Nancy, Margie, and Dawn.
Sweet.
So, and let me scroll back up because we are missing some chats. And Deborah says, her too, and do I leave the live up to watch later? Yes. I do leave my lives up if you're asking about my lives, and I think Connie does too, leave the lives up, so you can go back and watch them at any time. And if you've never done one of the stitches, I'm going to touch on it every Thursday during the month. So if you have any questions on that stitch of the month, or any stitch really, but if you have any that specific month, like say you've never done the moss stitch and you want to learn more about it, or have any questions about it, or if you are on panel and you have any questions, or we're going to have let people field them. So if you have any questions, you can ask us. So yeah. Let's see. Cindy said she had to drop a few channels last month, but hopes to pick them all back up soon. Holidays, birthdays, and other things. New tires. Busted her budget. Girl, we understand.
Exactly.
You can only do what you can do.
You know, people can't always afford things like that, like, you know, channel memberships, super chats, and I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to do those things. You know, it's sweet if you can, but I love all of y'all just the same. It don't affect my love for y'all.
You need to read Sanja's thing. Okay, so she said, I'm saying her name right. So it's Sanja, and her dad named her because Her mom and dad expected one boy, and they got 2 girls, so he had to come up with the name quick. So her name is Sanja. That's a cute story, Sanja. I didn't know that.
I'm gonna play that video for her. This one goes out to you, Sanja. Sorry, like a radio dedication. This is dedicated to you.
There you go.
Oh, gee, let me get back to my screen.
And thank you, Deborah.
Okay.
She said she'll catch the collab afterwards. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, here's a video. Okay, and Sonia, I need you to send me an email. Let me pull up my email for you. Just another stitch2020@gmail.com. And I need you to send this email because when you become a Stitchin Alien member, you get 5 of my patterns for free. And I can't get patterns out to people unless I know their email address. And I always tell people, email me, because the moment I get off of here tonight, I'm not going to be remembering, email you.
Right.
So I always say, send me an email. But anywho, also with being a Stitchin Alien member, anytime I release a new pattern, if you're still a Stitchin Alien member, you get that pattern for free. I try to, always remember to send, but if you see me releasing a pattern and you didn't get it from me, just send me an email and I'll get it out to you. Also, you'll get shout outs, usually in the description box of my channel, Nightbot, that little ending video I tend to play on my videos, things like that. Give me a few days to update everything on that, but I will be putting you on all that stuff. So, yeah, get that email to me.
Cool.
Get your email on.
That's funny because that's what I started with when I get your email, but that's what I thought about. One of the names was Get Your Craft On for my Saturday thing. And then
Sometimes, like, I'll say something and it's like based off of a song.
Yeah, I'm sure that is too. But yeah, I say stuff like that all the time. Get your craft on. So yeah, but so that may be said a lot on Saturdays, but that's not the title of it. But yeah.
So for me, a few things that I want to mention going on with my channel. I have been putting a lot of videos out the last few days, and you can probably expect a video from me, sometimes 2 videos every day now.
Oh wow.
Unless something happens, I'm trying to put my stuff out each week and hopefully on time. I'm working on it. But I mean, sometimes stuff happens. I mean, life always gets involved. Most of y'all know I have health issues. I'm prone to getting sick and stuff. Like I'm just getting over something that I had a lot of like flu-like symptoms. And a few months back, it was a strep throat. My allergies don't like me. But you just have to juggle things. And I find everyone has been really understanding with me on those things. But yeah, like we've mentioned tonight, my 3-year anniversary giveaway went up today. Y'all have 2 weeks to enter. I think it's 28 different prizes.
Cool.
So be sure to to get entered on that. And y'all, there are some really, well, pretty much all the prizes are sweet. I'm sitting back like, I want to enter.
Right? And Sonja said she sent you the email. Welcome back, Samantha.
Okay, awesome. I'll probably get with you tomorrow. With responding back to you and all. You see, I'm struggling with her name. Sonja?
There you go. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
She said J like jump. So Sonja.
I mispronounce things a lot. Me and Craig always laughs like he knows how to pronounce pretty much everything. At least it feels like it. And here I am, like pretty much through most of high school, I'm pronouncing democracies. And I knew, like at a certain point, I knew I was pronouncing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I never can remember how it was supposed to go. I mean, I got it down now. It only took me probably about 18 years. Like I said earlier, I had a lot of speech problems, but
it did, once it becomes habit, or it's like so ingrained in your memory that that's how it's said, and it is trying to rewire your brain.
I know it's like it takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, most of y'all probably have noticed that I constantly mispronouncing words.
That's okay. That's okay. It's part of it. Cindy said she got your email and she's going to share it out. Praying for a good rest for you and rest for her.
Speaking of that, because I had messaged some people, or emailed some people to do with my giveaway, and I don't know what I did, but instead of saying January, I said July. So if y'all see anything saying July,
it's January. I did check, and what you posted on YouTube says January, so you're good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the email and the message both said July, but it's all good.
But I was like, I mean, I knew it was in January, and I'm thinking what it was because January and July both start with a J.
Yep. You're just hoping, you were just wishing for warmer weather is what it was.
Probably. But yeah, so that's going tomorrow. I have a video coming out about this new cross-stitching company that I discovered. They are out of the US. So, if you decide to order from them, it does take a little while, but they're not that pokey,
Mm-hmm.
I find for being out of the US, they are quick. Well, at least I've dealt with different ones of those type of companies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, y'all get to check out this amazing cross stitching kit that I got.
Cool.
And guess what? It's not cats and it's not gnomes. Shocking, huh?
Going back to where you're talking about mispronouncing and calling things, Nancy said her dad always says, you can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner.
Exactly. And then also tomorrow, I go live again tomorrow at 6 p.m. And my guest star should be Jamie with Jamie's Hook.
So are all of your lives going to be at night now from daytime? Did you switch them?
Well,
just some of them.
Saturdays are still at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. But with my Tuesday lives, I felt like when I was doing that live earlier in the day, I didn't find that time slot I went with, I got it. many people
Mm-hmm.
showing up. I mean, yeah, I did still find a lot of people still watch the replay and everything. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I felt like that time slot didn't seem to be working for y'all. And
Well, because I know like when you were going live earlier in the day, I was at work, so yeah, I wasn't able to like interact as much as if you go live later in the day. So I was just wondering. So
you see,
night, Mishi.
a lot of times I really do prefer going live earlier in the day. I don't like too early because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I need to get things, prepared for the live.
I don't go live too early because I got to get up and wake up.
And yeah, and even though I'm awake and stuff, it kind of takes me a few hours to really feel perky.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a mornings person, so
That slow wake up process.
yep, yep. I agree.
I usually get up around 7 a.m. in the morning. But so so that's where I personally tend to like earlier lives because I
Mm-hmm.
find in the evening I have issues with the lighting more.
Mm.
And
Well, you got to go live when it's best for you.
and I tend to get tired or like feel more tired
Mm-hmm.
comes the evening. So I sometimes I don't feel as perky in the evening,
Right.
you know, but I mean I'm okay with going live in the evening,
Yeah.
because initially when I first went live, I did an evening live, and then but later I changed it to an earlier time, and I may have changed the day. And the only other difference with my live schedule is for the most part my I go live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
But the fourth Tuesday of the month, to work with one of the people that's going to be coming live,
Mm-hmm.
me every fourth Tuesday. Well, not actually the fourth Tuesday. Like for her, she was off of work on Mondays. So Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time worked best for
Oh,
her.
okay. So like so instead of the going live on the fourth Tuesday, you'll be going on that Monday instead.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that's the only reason it's not on a Tuesday. Because sometimes I do try to work with some people, to try to find a way for them to come live with me.
Right.
Because I mean, I can be flexible. And then all the collaboration lives that I'm involved with are back this month. Today is me and Pam's. Uh, the five yarnaholics. Let's see if I have. I think it's the 11th, which we kind of boo booed because I did not intentionally mean to interfere with Pam's life.
Quite all right.
And with the yarnaholic, it's so hard for us to find a day and stuff that works because
Uh-huh.
most of our lives, I think there may be like one live, maybe two at most, that all five of us are there.
Well, see, and that's the thing. When you have multi people involved, you have to do it when it works best for everybody. So it's totally cool. It's fine.
Because it was like, okay, how can we get this working again? You know, and I personally don't like the fact that the day that we decided interferes with Pam's life. So I don't know if we're gonna stay doing it like that night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Yarnaholics have to discuss that more. But we're trying to be back. And also my collab live with Barbara with Crochet Therapy.
Yeah.
We're back now. Barbara's gotten situated with her move, at least for the most part. I think she still has some unpacking to do, but she feels ready to be back. And there will be a new Southern crocheter. There'll be three of us. Surprise, surprise. You have to wait to see who the third person is.
And what day is that?
It is Wednesday. Wrong notebook. Wrong notebook. No wonder why. Okay, here's my planner. I think it's the third Wednesday of the month.
Okay. All good.
Okay, let's see.
And do you have your live schedule in your about? Because that's one thing I did do. I did update my about tab on my YouTube channel, and I put my live schedule up. I did not put up my collab lives because since they rotate from channel to channel, but I did put up my live schedule that when I go live on my channel. So, and I still may go back and put it on there for when I do my collabs, but
for the most part, but I know I definitely need to change on it, which is something that I'm getting to. It's on my to-do list. Is about the fact that one Tuesday is going to be Monday,
right.
And I don't know if I mentioned the collab lives because a lot of us kind of took a pause. So if I had it in, I may have taken it out. But I will be like getting that updated there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going live Wednesday the 17th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we did change the live because that time worked better by our new third person. Yeah, I think it's funny. I was ready to wrap up and I'm got to chatting again. But yeah, like I said, that's what's going on with that. But you'll be seeing me a lot more in 2024.
That's good though. Working the channel.
Back. Exactly what Nancy says. The more people in a group, the harder to schedule. And that's where, like when me and Barbara formed our club afterwards, and then later me and Pam formed ours, I didn't want to go with too many people.
Mm-hmm.
Because scheduling is so hard. Yeah. But like the Southern Crocheters, it will be three of us.
So that's still okay.
But two of us really, going live shouldn't be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara's the one that tends to have other things pop up sometimes.
When that happens, life happens, and for those that don't know, Barbara is Buddy's original fur mama. Mm-hmm. Human mama to the fur baby. I'll get it right, whatever. Y'all know what I mean.
And really, I feel like it's so amazing because I know more about Buddy's history because of that. Because sometimes I ask her, how is Buddy with this?
And that's good though. It's good that you have her that you can ask. So yeah.
And I give her updates of her buddy boy.
Aw.
I keep her in the 411. Yep. And by getting Buddy, I was able to meet Barbara. My first yarny friend that I met in person.
That's cool. And y'all, I'm trying to look at my camera so that I'm looking at y'all. But if y'all see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at Connie because my camera's up here and my screen is down here. So I'm trying not to look down. But you know, when somebody's talking to you, you want to look at them. But I've also got to remember y'all are up here. Connie is right here.
You see, like my camera is about here.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know sometimes whenever I do videos here,
Mm-hmm.
not lives, but videos,
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of notice, like, I feel like I look like I'm looking down more.
Mm-hmm. And I've tried to move my camera over and stuff, but I keep catching myself because I'm looking at Connie, and I do it on my other lives too when I have a panel because you want to look at the person that's talking. But there's no way for me to mount my camera in the center of the screen. So, you know, I try to remember. Again, 2024 goals, y'all. Look at the camera because I'm looking at y'all because I'm talking to y'all. But I'm also talking to Connie, who's right here.
And these right here, and like I'm still adjusting to having to use reading glasses.
I probably need to go get my eyes checked, but you know, right now I can still see all of this stuff fine. It's the stuff that's far away that I have difficulties with, but I have glasses for that. And yeah, and Nancy's saying she has problems with that with her camera, but she has to look away to read the comments. So if you see me look this way, I'm reading the comments. If you see me look this way, I'm looking at Connie. So, you know.
And that's one thing, because actually this was something I did want to talk about. Because I know like some people are fixing to have cataract surgery, or they have cataracts, but it's not bad enough for surgery yet. But in time, they'll need surgery. And, you know, I've tried to talk about my experience with it. And now that more time has passed since the surgery, okay, when it comes to seeing 4-way, major improvement, you know. And, you know, because even before the cataracts, I was always a little nearsighted, you know, where I sometimes needed glasses more to read things further away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and what's funny is I think like, I feel like it's kind of backwards, because when you can't see 4, it's called nearsightedness. And I think it should be the opposite.
Right?
But anywho, well, that was my only vision problems. You know, I never had up close vision issues.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get cataracts, they place an implant lens in your eye.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, it fixes most of like your other eye problems, you know, outside of cataracts.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were nearsighted, a lot of times it fixes that, but it takes away your up close vision.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what my dad had when he had his eye surgery. That's what that did. So he's worn glasses his whole life. So he doesn't have to wear glasses now for the everyday stuff, but he has to have the reading glasses for like menus and stuff. Whereas he used to, you know, the whole time growing up, you know, he'd have his glasses on and he'd take his glasses off to see right here, and you know, so, but yeah.
So it's just like it's a major adjustment, because you know how whenever you can't see 4-way, you know, if you wear glasses, you can still have your glasses on to read up close.
Yeah, well, like with mine, like my sunglasses in the car, they have a bifocal, so like when I look down, there's nothing. It's just like I don't have glasses on. So,
And then, you know, you have that option of contact lenses too.
mm-hmm.
Now, maybe I'm mistaken on this, but I don't think there's contacts for when you can't see up close.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist.
Right. I don't have any idea.
So when you can't see up close, it's like it's a back and forth thing. And I find it puts strain on your eyes too.
Mm-hmm. Good night, Cindy.
Good night, Cindy. So it's like this juggle because and I discovered that's why most people wear reading glasses on the tip of their nose because they're doing this, look, for away.
Right. And then they look down. Yeah.
They kind of like look down to see up close.
Right.
So that's why, part of the reason why I feel like I'm doing that more on videos, I'm not intentionally doing it. I'm sure in time I'll get used of it more.
And you may, if you go get your eyes checked, they could probably give you a bifocal opposite of what mine are. So at the top you can look, I mean, but then like just for like certain instances, like if you're on live or whatever, that way if you're looking straight ahead you can see above, but then for reading the chat you can just look down through the bottom, and then the bottom would be your readers where the top would be nothing.
But I cannot, I feel for those that have to use bifocals.
Mm-hmm. My bifocals aren't bad though, because I mean, and that's what it is. Basically, it's just because the top half is for, I mean, it is for seeing, for my astigmatism and being able to see far away. And then the bottom is where the readers would be. And right now, my readers down at the below is I don't think it's got anything. If anything, it's just got a very tiny little bit. But I'm thinking that when I got them, I didn't need it. So Deborah said for her it was amazing. She went from a negative 1,800 prescription Coke bottle lens to a negative 30. She misses the super up close, but the bifocal in her glasses help. Yeah. Nancy has trifocals, but need new ones since they're all scratched up. So yeah, I need to get some new ones because right now the only bifocals I have are my sunglasses. So I do need to get some other ones, some like just regular ones. And I mean, I do need to get my eyes checked because I know that, I just haven't had them checked in a while. So I know I need to update my prescription. But so.
And then like you'll notice one minute I need them, or you might see me taking them off. I'm adjusting. I'll get there hopefully. but I know whenever I found out I had cataract, I was not expecting to hear that.
I think when they told my last one, she told me I had some, but it was the beginning stages of it. But she said, like, with all of the computer technology and stuff, she said she feels like cataracts is going to become a younger, or before, cataracts was like it was mostly considered like for older eyes. And now she said they're seeing cataracts in younger and younger people because of all the screen time and stuff. So.
And one thing with cataracts, it can lead to blindness.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was getting to where it was like, why is everything, like basically cloudy?
Mm-hmm.
And I got to where like, I'm trying to watch something on TV and I couldn't read anything on that screen. Like Frank had a lot of times read stuff for me from distance. But I mean, some people, I think like cataract surgery can be like a really major difference where they're like, oh, wow. It is, to me, in my experience, it is to some level, but it kind of robs you of something you had before.
Mm.
At least my experience. But I guess we really do need to end the live.
Yeah, I got to go to work tomorrow, so I guess I got to get stuff ready.
Oh yeah. And hopefully I get to sleep tonight.
Yes, turn your brain off. Stop stressing over
Brain
stuff that you
off.
have no control over.
Brain
Take you a
off.
take you a notebook, write it down. That way you're not thinking you're gonna forget it. Write it down and then go to sleep. And I'm gonna take my own advice. Taking a notebook. Let's see, what's this one? This looks like a good notebook. This notebook, it can go with me to the bedroom. It can be my
Or
bedroom
like
notebook.
or like sometimes my mind's like thinking like, okay, what am I gonna say? How am I gonna word this?
I do that too, and then I'll go through the whole thing, and that's why I need either that or I need to like get my phone and type it in my phone or something. Because yeah, I in my mind I can say it and it sounds so eloquent. And then when I get in front of the camera, I'm like, what was I gonna say?
And what's funny is like whenever I lay down today to try to see if I could get a nap in, but I'm not good at napping during daylight. And here I am. I'm just all like, I'm over there like, I could have talked to y'all hours on, today's topic. And I had
Mm-hmm.
all these things in my head. And and then it's like time to come live, and I felt like I froze today.
You'll get back. It's because you've been out of the swing of things. It'll come back to you.
And really, like after like filming yesterday, some of the videos that I had filmed yesterday, I felt like I was basically back in my zone
Mm-hmm.
because I still had the brain fog from being sick. And it kind of takes, you kind of got to work your brain for that fog to go bye-bye.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go. Nancy said vidIQ is a good program. You give it key points and it writes the script for you. And they have a free version. Ah.
oh, cool.
And Chris says, question, your phone can act as a dictaphone, right? Yeah, and sometimes I'll do that, but like my phone does not always understand my southern butt. And so like I will do talk to text or whatever to set, well, I could save it as a voice recording, but usually I'll do like talk to text and it'll type my notes in for me. And then I'll go back and read it and I'll be like, that is not at all what I was saying. What the heck was I saying? Because I wasn't it. They need a Southern Siri
Mm-hmm. That
that
is a good idea.
that understands cornbread.
Or the Cajun Siri.
There you go. Apple, if you're listening, we need a Southern Siri and a Cajun Siri. Creole Siri. Come on now.
Come on down.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was about to say one thing. Oh yeah. So like right before going live, I was feeling frustrated. And I go to try to get my lighting as best as I could. And somehow I guess I tugged on the wire where my camera wasn't like on like it was supposed to be. Like, what's going on? What's going on? So I was like trying to get it working, but once I unplugged it and plugged it back, it was fine. And then like the lighting, because I mean I was showing stuff to Pam,
Mhm.
just like it's like this is the best I can get it. And because the lighting struggle, so I felt frazzled when we first went live.
Yeah. It's okay. Good night, Jen.
Yeah. All right. For reals, for reals. Kind of like how when you go to say goodbye to somebody and you just take like that step closer and closer to that door.
That's the
This is it.
Southern way, y'all.
This is it. I hope everybody has a fabulous Yorny day. Be the light and bye.
Bye.